I'm just getting back from vacation, and last night at dinner, my phone started to blow up with text messages and alerts. Because yesterday, a federal judge in Colorado just blew up college sports rosters overnight. Her name's Charlotte Sweeney, and her ruling means thousands of college athletes who thought their careers were over this spring just got handed one more year of eligibility. If you have a kid playing college sports right now or getting recruited in the next couple of years, you need to understand this because it hits right at the worst possible time. So stick with me. I'm going to break down what happened, where these players are actually going to go, and what it means for your family. So here's the short version. As we know, the NCAA created a new rule this June called the 5 for 5. 5 years of eligibility over 5 years based on age instead of the old system. Good rule, but the NCAA only applied it going forward. That left out one group. Athletes who graduated high school in 2022, started college that fall, and played 4 straight seasons with no redshirt. Their eligibility ran out this spring, right before the new rule would have covered them. People started calling them the forgotten class. Too young for COVID, too old for the new rule. So a group of them sued, led by a Minnesota basketball player named Cade Tyson. On Friday, Judge Sweeney ruled in their favor. And she didn't just rule for the players who sued. She certified the whole class. That means every Division I athlete in the country who fits that profile in any sport just became eligible again. Here's the part that really matters, and it's a part I want to make really clear. Think about where we are on the calendar. We are days into Division I fall camp. Soccer teams are training right now. Field hockey's right now. Cross country, volleyball, football. Well, these rosters were sort of set. Scholarships were already awarded and practice plans are already written. Now a judge just said hundreds, maybe thousands of experienced players across every sport can come back and play. So where do they go? A lot of them go right back to the school they just left. And that's where this gets messy. Because if that roster spot and that scholarship money has already been given out, well, someone has to give up something. I talked to a couple of my Division I colleagues this past week, and here's exactly what they told me. If a program brings back a player they want, they may have to have a difficult conversation with a freshman, a transfer, or maybe an international student already on campus and already practicing, and tell them there might not be scholarship money for them this year. Let that sink in for a second. A kid who did everything right, committed, enrolled, showed up to camp, could lose their spot or their scholarship money because a court ruling landed in the middle of preseason, not before it. And this is not just me speculating. When this litigation first started, 6 power conferences, the ACC, the Big 12, the Big East, the Big 10, the Pac-12 and Southeast Conference put out a joint statement warning about this exact thing. They said bringing these players back would create significant roster instability. This is not a hypothetical. This is a real conversation happening on campuses right now, today, this week, while teams are already practicing. Now, I'll get into more of this later in the week as things develop. I'm going to pause here for a second because this situation is a perfect example of why I built the college coach communication system. Here's why. In moments like this, the families who are informed and the families who are proactive are the ones who protect their kid's spot. If your son or daughter is on a roster right now or being recruited onto one, you cannot afford to sit back and wait for the coach to reach out to you. You have to know how to ask the right questions at the right time and in a way that gets a real answer instead of a vague one. That is exactly what the college coach communication system walks you through. Word for word templates for emailing coaches, the exact questions to ask about your roster status, your scholarship, and where you actually stand. It's built so you are never guessing during a moment like this one. If your child's spot could be affected by something like this, well, don't wait to find out. Go check the link in my bio, or I'm going to put this in the description. Get that system today. Now remember, this is a preliminary injunction, not a final ruling. The NCAA is expected to appeal immediately to the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals. Now, that court can uphold Judge Sweeney's decision or overturn it. Till that happens, the injunction stands. These athletes are eligible right now, and that could change before the season even starts or somewhere in the middle. NCAA President Charlie Baker used his response to push Congress to pass the Protect College Sports Act. In his statement, he said flatly that college sports cannot set nationwide rules that everyone can play without Congress stepping in. And here's a number that tells you where this is really headed. Most power conference programs have already spent their entire revenue sharing budget under the House settlement cap. So if a school wants to bring a fifth-year player back, it has to come entirely out of NIL money and not revenue sharing. That means even with the door legally open, a lot of programs might not have the budget to actually walk through it, which tells you the roster chaos I just described is not going to hit every single team the same way. If your family's in the middle of recruiting right now, especially at the Division I level, here's a practical takeaway. Coaches are telling reporters directly they would rather bring back an experienced fifth-year player than gamble on an incoming freshman when their job is on the line. Roster spots at the Division I level just got more competitive and not less. This is exactly why I always tell families to widen their lens. Division I is not the only path to a great roster spot and a great experience. Division II, III, NAIA, and junior college. There's a real opportunity at every one of those levels. Some of the best fits I've seen in 3 decades in this business have happened outside of Division I. If your son or daughter is a strong student and a strong athlete, don't let a headline like this scare you off. Use it to have a smarter conversation about fit, roster depth, and where your kid can actually contribute, not just where the name on the jersey is the biggest. So here's where things stand. A federal judge just opened the door for thousands of Division I athletes from the class of 2022 to play one more season. Rosters that are already set this week are now scrambling. Some freshmen, transfers, and international students could lose scholarships they already have in hand. The NCAA is appealing, and nothing is settled yet. For families in the middle of recruiting right now, the lesson is not to panic. It's to stay informed, stay proactive, and make sure you're asking your coach the right questions before a situation like this catches you off guard. Guys, we'll keep you updated. Take care.